Hello everyone, welcome to round 7 of our IRC league. This is Tier 2. We're back in Mexico. From last season, I think we went to Mexico or not. This is a very high altitude circuit, as we all know. Streaming is being done by myself, and we have Tanish in the commentary box with us.
Hello boys, so we are at Mexico now and I think this track would be like very good for the racing and drivers will really put up a great show for our audience since we know like how competitive the racing can be, plus the two straights, and with the help of DRS I think we are gonna see a lot of overtakes here. What are your thoughts, Helium?
Yeah, this double DRS traits that we have in Sector 1, it's going to be very interesting to see because if you overtake in the straight 1, you can be overtaken in straight 2. So, uh, this is going to be an interesting one. I think ERS and battery consumption and all that is going to be very crucial
Yep,
for the win.
yep,
Uh,
yep,
what do you think? Who is going to win?
yep.
Who's going to come out?
The one who plays it smartly. I
You
think so
sound like
because
Will
as
Buxton
you
and try to survive, but
I
I
mean,
won't say anything.
we know that you just said because ERS saving is quite important factor here. Plus, we know
Yeah.
there are like a lot of possibilities to
Oh,
overtake, and a
okay.
slight mistake can lose you a lot of positions. So yeah,
Yep. Okay. Let's move to the track video. I think people are already in the lobby, so here is the track of Mexico. This track has multiple corners. This has multiple straights. Three DRS zones, two of them in sector 1, one in sector 3. This is an intricate, very interesting section in between, which makes dirty air a very irritating thing for the drivers. It's going to be interesting to see how the lap times are going to be in qualifying and how it is going to be in race. But as for the hot lap, here it is.
Alright then, hola amigos and welcome to Autodrama, Hermanos Rodriguez. Now heading to turn 1, you want to be, we're going to be heading in for quite a long time as it's one of the longest straights on the calendar. Make sure you watch out for the DRS board on the left, open it for those extra Ks you will need for overtaking on this track. Now for turn 1, you want to brake just before the 100-meter board, compromise the exit of 1 and 2 to get the right line for 3 and slingshot the car onto the second straight. Make sure you open the DRS again. And for turn 4, you want to stick the car to the right hand side, braking just before the 100-meter board. Compromise the exit of 4 to get the right line for 5. Make sure you're extremely careful on throttle as it's all very low speed. The double apex of 6 and 7 is also very tricky as the car does get very loose in the rear. For 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you want to be gliding from apex to apex. Make sure you keep the minimum speed high up and mount those curves as aggressively as possible as they aren't very serrated. Now for turn 12, you want to brake just after the curb starts on the left, using all the curb on the exit as well. For the hairpin, braking after just before the black box on the right. Make sure you compromise the exit of the hairpin to get a great flow through this remaining part of the sector. Stick to the right hand side to minimize the distance traveled to the line, and that completes the lap of Mexico City. Thank you.
And that was a lap of Mexico done by our own Oxygen. That was an interesting lap. It was a 15.1. I think that's one of the fastest I've seen in a while. I am not sure. But yeah, what were your thoughts on that lap?
yep, that was a really clean lap to be honest because you know the car really gets twitchy on the mid section of the track. So the way he kept it all clean was a really good lap. Plus we know how good he is, and he's a tier 1 driver, so no doubt from him he would do a great lap as usual. So yeah, and we can see now our last time tier 2 winner from Mexico was Rambo, and I'm not sure if he's racing this time or if he's racing in another tier, but yeah. So but we have Abhi and Freeman, who were the other two podium drivers last season. So it's gonna be interesting to watch who's gonna come out on top today.
Yes, is going to be interesting, and I believe we have gone into quali, so let's switch to the lobby starting now.
Yep, as we are in quali and as I can see with the weather forecast, it's a full dry race, so a bit less torture for the drivers, we can say.
No torture. This track with rain is extreme torture. I have raced here with rain. I didn't want to.
Well, of course, it's a 17 corner track, and 17 can we say is an unlucky number.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think as we can see the standings on the right. So, yeah, and right now we are watching Unleashed on a outlap with 15 minutes remaining in quali. So till now no one has put in a lap yet, and surprisingly he's on medium. So what do you think gonna be a great strategy for today? Like which strategy do you think is the most common and the most adopted one?
Well, the strategies are very different here. I believe this is a completely two-stop race. So soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, soft. Starting on the mediums. I honestly don't even know which one is going to be the best.
So we can, I think, from what I saw from the discussion in the past like 2 3 days, I think drivers would be opting for a soft, medium, soft strategy because even if there's an early safety car, there's a chance to go on the mediums. And if you go on the mediums, I think a late safety car would be really beneficial. Either you can go on mediums again, or if it's very late, you can just slightly extend that medium stint and go on to the softs because it feels like it's difficult, but if you just nurse the tires to the end, you can I think really do great with the strategy.
Yeah, I mean this has a very high degradation track. Obviously, it's a two-stop, so softs don't last more than 10 laps, and this is a 36 lap race. It's going to be very annoying for the drivers to be able to keep it on track, keep it within the limits. As we all know, this is a very penalty-prone track. If you don't watch F1 too much, you should know the track limits are very interesting on this track.
Yep, well, I can
So
say
yeah,
that with
sorry.
sorry to interrupt, but I can say that with when I got 24 seconds of penalties. So
Okay, so we have an experienced driver in that sense. As
yep.
we see SSJ Assassin, sorry to cut you off, but he has done a 15.3. So already close to the time that Oxygen did in a hot lap.
Well, okay, tier 2 drivers have improved a lot, I see.
Yeah,
Already so fast.
right now he's mowing the lawn it seems.
Yep, but crucially to see,
And
he has done
that's
this on
a
soft,
Haas in the
so.
middle of the track.
Wait, there's a yellow flag. Yep, I think we just saw. I think it was. Okay, it was a Haas, as I can see Racing Gupta retired. I think he must have lost the car on the exit of that tricky section, and we know how difficult it is to get it right.
Yep,
But that's very unfortunate since I think he had really great pace and I think he would have been competing for the win if he started on pole. But he can do it even if he started at the back. So yep, we'll
yep.
keep an eye on him.
Well, only 14 drivers today. I think everyone has a chance to win. This is a in, very sweaty lap. These laps needs to be on point. These laps needs to be very focused if you want to pull everything out of the car. As we see, Meerkat invalidating his laps. As I was talking about the track limits here. So, what do you think? How many safety cars will we see on this?
Well, safety car. I first of all I'm expecting two safety cars maybe. Two safety cars and see with our new point system where top 15 everyone gets the points if they finish the race and if they do not DNF. So yeah, I mean even if they safety car, I think drivers should focus on to like finish the race or whatever happens. They should just try to finish the race to get those crucial points because they in the end they play a great role in the championship standings.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yep, I think our volume is a bit low, so we should think of increasing our volume. Okay. And as you see in the background, Alpine driver comes in the pits. Okay, so it's 11 minutes remaining in quali, and top three drivers are Assassin, Paras, and Fivezan. Okay, it's nice with Fivezan up there.
Well,
And
he has the pace. It's just he's a driver with quirks, I believe. That's
I mean,
uh, that's what I'll say. That's what I'm gonna go with. Trying to be non-controversial.
yep, but crucially, if you see, Assassin has done a 15.3 while the driver behind is 7/10 of the pace. So I don't know if Assassin will pull a devilish thing like yesterday. So we have to watch out for that.
Yes, we sure do. Assassin is just. He has had some bad luck that I've seen in the last few
He,
races. He has
yep,
been DNFing while he was on pole also. So that's very unfortunate for him, but let's see if he can turn his
luck today.
luck today. Yeah, thank you for filling my sentence there.
All cool there, sir. And as I see, I think BK invalidated his lap just at the right hand. I don't know what's the corner number there, but I think it was turn 13 if I'm not wrong. He invalidated his lap and he had to back off and into the pits because I think the drivers would be looking to, instead of being higher position, they need to take care of the tires more because you just said at the start it's a very high tire deck track. So yeah,
Yes, I
it's
agree with you.
it's all calculation, man. It looks easy, but it's not easy when you are driving.
Yeah,
You have to.
usually you have a race engineer in the real F1 race. Try in this scenario, you're the race engineer. You also have to drive and you also have to keep cool when some people, not gonna say who or in this tier or not, whatever the situation might be, you have to keep your cool. You have to be focused. You have to drive and you have to be smart. I think that's a lot to ask from a person for 1 hour straight.
Yep, the drivers here are beasts. They are like, yeah, with so fast lap time. So I think they deserve a lot of respect.
Yeah, yes, they do.
And till now, no one is able to uh, pull in front of Assassin, I should say, with a
I'm
faster lap
gonna
time
come
than
back in
him as
2 minutes.
BK moves. Cool, that would be okay. And as I see, we are on board with Paras right now. Is on a hot lap, I see, because is improving on his personal sector times, which and he's done a personal best in sector 1. Let's see what he'll do in sector 2 with this tricky section. Oh, that was close to invalidating, but he does it really well. Okay, that there was a tire which you don't know what it's doing there, but okay. And he's just 400s behind by the end of sector 2. Let's see if he can displace Assassin or not. Just two more corners to go. I think it's the final corner. Yeah, it's the final corner. Let's see what's gonna be the lap time done by him. Okay, he loses quite a lot of lap time in the end, but that's a really good lap as well from him. Yeah, and I think there's some technical issues right now, so which will be resolved soon. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yep. Well, if I want to say my predictions for today, I think it would be a 15-1 maybe for pole position or 15 zeros. Let's see how accurate. Okay, as I can see in the background, someone is going purple sector 1. I don't know if it's accurate or not. We'll find out soon. Right now we are on board with Paras. So Paras has done a purple sector 1. Let's see what he does in sector 2. Ah, he ran wide. I don't know if it's invalidation or not. We'll find out soon.
Yes, I'm back. That was a sector, purple sector 2 as well.
Yeah, but he's 2 tenths up already, and it's although he messed up in the final sector in his previous one, but let's see what he'll do this time. Although he's very less on ERS, let's see what's gonna happen as he comes on the final corner.
And
that
that's
was a really good
P1.
lap. That
He's
was
only
really good.
700s away from SSJ Assassin, but that was an incredible lap.
And
Purple
if you
sector
notice,
all around.
I would cut you off here, Helium. If you notice, he didn't have any ERS as well in the final run because he used all of his ERS for the first run. So that was a really good lap, I should say.
Yes, that was an amazing lap. Let's see what SSJ Assassin has in his bag of tricks to come over that one.
Yep, as I see, Monterio also improves to P3 with a 15-7 to 1. So that's a really good lap from him as well. Just 4 tenths off behind the drivers in top 2. So, yep, Heisenberg is not too far behind Montero. He's P4 with a 15.9. Meerkat Initiate has done a 16-1 with and he's on
Hello.
P5 right now, followed by Fivezan with 16-4, Foshifer 16-7, Unleash 16-9, BK 16-9, RB 17-3. I think he's just doing some banker laps now. He'll be going for fast laps later because we know he's a really fast driver and he's capable of more. So let's see. Followed by Shawshank in P11 with a 17-8, and the drivers in 12, 13, and 14 are disqualified. So I don't know what happened to them. And okay, there is someone with garlic butter. Manan, okay. Manan is there in P15. Yep. So he has not done a lap yet. Let's see what lap he'll do. Okay, we are on board with Assassin. Is okay. He's on out lap, so he's trying to respond to Pyra's fastest lap of the session till now. So let's see if he can move himself back to pole position, and we'll find out soon. Okay, he's cutting a few corners and saving some time for him. So let's see what his lap time would be. He's got a bit twitchy on the exit. I think he would have lost slightly, maybe a thousandth of a tenth, but I
Maybe
think that
one
was
tenth
okay. It was
maximum.
not that bad. So let's see.
Let's stay on this lap as we see the guy in P2 going through the first three corners. Very traction hungry corners. Now after the second straight braking around the 100-meter board, going left and then right as soon as he can, and he has a purple sector 1, I must say. Going through these chicanes very cleanly, going through the S section. Now here's where the tires need to hold on. The tires go into temperature, they go around 102, 103 degrees here. You have to keep it on track, and he loses it, and oh
Ah,
no!
was
Oh no, he loses it out on the exit of the last corner of the SS, goes into the wall, and that's the last lap that he will do.
dude, we knew that. It's the same corner where Racing Gupta, one of his competitors, lost a car, and he was the next driver to lose it. So that
We
corner is very scary because if you slightly feel that you are losing the car, then it's very difficult to get it right because if you lose it, there is no room to save the car. It's into the wall.
Yes, you are right. As we see, four cars are already DNF'd. Three of them without setting a lap. I don't know if they are quali bans or not, but yes, this track takes a lot out of you. As we see, Fosifer has a purple sector 1. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but let's. Okay, and he has backed off. So, what do you think? If Assassin had been able to complete his lap, would that have been pole?
Well, he is a really fast driver. I'm not aware if he was he doing a purple sector or a green sector, if you remember.
For sector 1, he was purple that I saw. Sector 2, he
Well, I
wasn't able to complete.
well, so I think he might have gone. I think if not, maybe I think he would have gone to the pole. Not sure.
Well, that's yeah, that DNF, that crash by Assassin is music to Paris's ears. He is starting his lap now.
Yep, let's see. Oh wait, he's going for another one. So he thinks that people might improve their lap time. So he just wants to be safe and keep that pole position. I hope this is a new tire set. He's not using the okay. It's a new tire set, as I can see. There's 0 laps done on these tires. So yep, let's see if he can improve on his previous time. But for now,
And
seeing
he
the
goes
current,
very wide, very late
uh,
into the corner, and he loses it.
I think he should just turn off, like save his battery for another run because all the drivers who are really close to him, I don't think they are doing a lap yet or improving on it. So,
Montero is on a lap. Excuse me, everyone.
okay, so right now we are.
And this is invalidated. Okay, let's move to Paras only. And we see Forcifer has retired.
So I think we can say it's a pole position for Paras. But I think
Unless Montero and Meerkat can do anything about it.
I think we should go on board with Montero right now to see what lap time he's doing. Yep, he's rounding off the final car. I think he's improving by a tenth, almost a tenth. Let's see if he has the pace to displace Paras from pole position. Well,
He does
he,
improve but does not make a change in his position.
so that was a good lap from him, but not enough to beat Paras. And I think we should say it's a pole position for Paras, and he has done a really good job with that. Followed by Assassin, he got a bit unlucky there, but he has the pace. Will really put up a great show for the race. Followed by Forcifer in P3. I think he's a new driver, if I'm not wrong.
I am not sure about that, so I won't make a comment. As we see Paras going to the line, does not improve, but he still has the pole either way.
Yep, so follow after Forcifer in P3, followed by Montero in P4, with Meerkat initiate finishing his lap. Let's see if he can improve on it.
I think that's
No, it's
all.
checkered for him. Uh, Meerkat initiates stays P5 with a 15.7, followed by RB in P6 with a 15.8, followed by Unleashed and Heisenberg in the McLarens with 15.93, almost similar lap times from McLaren guys. Followed by Faizan in P9 with a 16.4, followed by BK19 had been P10, and followed by Shawshank, Racing Gupta, Abdi, Warhammer, and Manhan. I think he has not done a lap yet, so he would be starting at the back. So that's
So,
the grid for the today's race, and I think it's gonna be an exciting race to watch for.
yes, of course, it's going to be interesting to see how Assassin and Forcifer go into turn 1 along with Paras, who is starting from pole.
And it's pole position. He would be shouting like that, I think.
I think he's going to be very happy as of now. So,
Yep.
to do the rundown for the top 10, Paras in pole position, SSJ Assassin in the second, Forcifer in third, Montero, Meerkat, RB Farrell in 4, 5, 6, Unleashed, Heisenberg, the two McLarens sharing the same row 7 and 8, and on the last row of the top 10, Faizan and BK19.
Okay, we are about to move to the race, and race would be a 50% race. I think it would be 36 laps, 34 laps.
No, it will be 36 laps, you were right on the first guess.
So 36 laps, and the race would start with a formation lap, which would give the drivers. Well, I can see there's a early ready up already.
So that's a 5-second penalty coming to someone. I don't know
Yep.
who it is.
I
As
think
we
Helium, you should take out the comms for a few minutes. I would be back soon.
Yeah, no
So,
problem.
thank you.
So as we see, drivers are on the formation lap. If you're new to F1, this formation lap is basically the driver's chance to warm up the tires so that they have more grip at the start of the race. We see Paras in P1 heading the way. All the drivers have to obey the pace at which Paras is driving. Then we have SSJ Assassin following him. As we see, Faizan has been disqualified. That does not mean he won't be racing. That just means he is sent back to the grid. We also see Aditya has joined, although he is not on the track, so I believe he will not get a chance to race. That's very unfortunate. As we see the two McLaren boys back to back, warming their tires up. Heisenberg is very aggressive with the warm up, but I guess that's what needed.
Yep, I'm back. So, yep, I think formation lap is about to get over as the drivers approach the start finish straight. So, I think the start would be really interesting to watch out for.
Garlic Butter Manan. That's an interesting name.
I think we can just call him Manan because that's his name on the Discord. So that would be much easier for the commentators.
Yeah, so Manan is rounding off the last corner without a helmet, I have to say. Why does he not have an helmet? Codemasters coming into play. So as we see, the grid is forming up. Manan is coming to the last grid position
Well,
at
there
P15.
is a bad news, Helium. I think we need a lobby restart.
Okay, so we have some technical glitches, so we will
Yep,
be waiting.
as usual.
So sorry for the technical glitches that we are having right now. We're gonna have a lobby restart. The drivers are gonna be entering the lobby and reading up. It will take maximum, I hope it will take maximum 5 minutes. So don't go away. I believe there's an IPL match going on. So if you want to move on to that only for 5 minutes, you can. And I also believe there's F1 FP3 practice going on right now. Anyways, coming back to the tier 2 action that we're about to see, I have seen SSJ Assassin starting on the top 3 multiple times, but the bad luck that he has during the last few races, it's very annoying. I'm assuming.
Well,
And
Helium,
yeah,
I would be. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm really annoyed. Like drivers, prepare themselves mentally for the race and all those things, and these like issues from Codemasters or EA, whoever made the game, I don't know, just like mess up the whole thing. So it just destroys the fun of the racing. So I think they should consider fixing it. And if somehow any one of them is watching the stream, I think they should consider at least to do something with it because people have paid a lot of money for this game and things like this doesn't work good. I mean, you are such a big name, so you should at least respect that, no?
yes, I agree with you. I don't think they can do anything about this game, but let's hope F1 2022, which will come out in June, July, or August. I hope that has a lot better multiplayer servers for us so that these problems aren't that big anymore. Because he is right, because all this time that people have, we don't have unlimited amount of time. So let's just
Yep.
hope that from next
And
game it's okay.
Yeah, and now, as we have time, I think we should consider discussing out what will happen in the race at Jeddah in real life. So there are a lot of things to discuss about it, but what do you think is gonna be on pole today? Is it Verstappen or is it Leclerc or maybe Sainz? Who knows? Or maybe Perez? Who knows?
I mean, we all seen the Ferrari have come back. They have come back from the worst season that they had in 2019. I think, sorry, 2020. I think that the Tifosi, all of them had their heart broken in that season. It was very sad to see Vettel like that. But as we see, the Ferrari are back on top. I'm sure a lot of people are very happy about that, but the Red Bull aren't far away. So, considering the type of driver that Max Verstappen is, and considering how much pace Charles has right now, I believe the whole thing is going to come down to these two, which is very interesting to see. So, let me ask you something. Who you gonna support for this season?
Support for support.
Yes.
I would give an honest answer. To be honest, I really don't support any driver in terms of racing. I support one guy, which is Vettel as a person, and I would be honest, I don't support anyone in terms of racing. So yeah, I usually support Vettel. So if you can consider in that way, I support Vettel. No one else. Rest is who performs good is the driver of the day for me. That's it. So basically, it just keeps on changing race by race, and there is no permanent, no permanent driver for me. I mean, like, yeah, it's difficult. There are a lot of good drivers on the grid this season, so it's difficult to get one until unless you are a fan of a particular driver properly, or like I am a Vettel, or you are a fan of a team, then it might be there, but not for me. My case is different, so I'm sorry for it.
That's fine, that's not an issue.
Yup, so okay, as we see in our chat, people saying Vettel fans, huh? We have Vettel fans in the chat as well, so yoo
So let me change the question so that we can make it more controversial since you are being very safe. Who do you think is going to win the championship this year?
I think it's gonna be decided on the last lap.
So you're not going to give it answer basically. That's what you're saying.
I think, see, let the numbers talk then. Okay, let the numbers talk, and considering the situation what happened in the first race, I think it would be a driver from Ferrari.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for giving an answer finally.
and and it would be a driver from Ferrari, and I think, see, if I think it's most of the time the driver who won the first race didn't win the championship. I think it's the race. Wait, I'm not. I'm not able to remember, but I think, yeah, it might be Signs or it might be like I don't know. I'll just say silent. Shh. Okay.
I think if science wins this one, this championship,
Okay,
I
we have
think
Leclerc fans.
he's gonna prove everyone wrong that has been doubting him since his days from Toro Rosso.
Well, I think he already proved most of us wrong in the last season. The way he drove, the way he adapted to the car so quickly. So that driver is a really good one.
So, after a quick info from the coordinators of Tier 2, and the lobby is up and we're about to move on to the race. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for sticking around. If you like our streams, if you like our videos, please follow us on Indian Racing Community on Instagram. And you can also join our server. It is in the link in the description, I believe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you really love our content and have some money lying around that has no use to you, please donate it to us so that we can keep going on through this Indian Racing Community League. I'm gonna move on to the lobby since I think everyone is readied up. Yes.
Yep. I hope no issues this time, please. We hope for the best.
Yeah,
And let's
I
put.
also hope that. I think
But
everyone hopes that.
I think might have messed up the strategy for the drivers starting outside top 10, because now everyone will get a fresh set of tires.
Yes, that is very annoying for the people out of top 10 since the alternate strategy advantage has been reduced. Now all the drivers in top 10 will have fresh tires, either softs or mediums, whatever they were starting on. So let's see. This is still F1. Anything can happen at any point of time. Let's just wait for the formation lap and the race start to see what happens in turn 1.
Yep, as I hope it's all good this time, because the 30-second timer is not there yet, so people are at. Okay.
So as
Did I
soon as
just jinx it?
I don't know, let's not go there.
I hope
But
at least there are no issues with the drivers, because at least I think they got some time to get all the
the setups
setup
and
and
all right.
strategy done.
Yeah.
So I hope it's all okay now, because we really can't afford another restart, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, 4 seconds left for the formation lap to start. As we see, Paras going off the line for the formation lap. 1 second. Yes.
Okay. So, okay, it looks like formation lap has started. Paris leads away. Okay, there's okay. Assassin already trying to create that gap. He needs that extra degree on his tires to get a
Yeah.
better start than Paris. I feel like. So what do you think? Like, what's gonna happen at the start? Will the because we have seen the drivers in P2 or P3 get a like always manage to get a really good run the first corner, and I've seen most of the time it's the driver in P2 or P3 who comes out on top
Yeah,
after
this is
the
a
first
very
corner.
long straight before turn 1, so slipstream and battery are going to be very crucial. What do you think? Who do you think is going to come out on top after turn 3?
Okay, well, you just put that question to me only.
Yes.
Okay, I think it would be mm, driver in P3. I think it was Posifer, if I'm not wrong. But Paras, I think from what I remember, Paras also managed to get a really good start. So I would not consider him out if he can manage that start and keep his P1 at the end of after the end of the first corner. So let's see what's gonna happen as the drivers line up for the race.
As we see, an Alpha Tauri way far behind. Alpha Tauri of Aditya, I think he joined last minute, which may have caused him some issues into the lobby, but nevertheless, as he rounds out the last corner, going to the grid, I hope the start has no issues this time.
Yep, as
Slowly going into the last grid spot of P16.
okay, Helium, why not walk us to the start of the race?
Yes, I would love to. It's an unfortunate angle. Yes. 5 lights, and away we go. Paras and SSJ Assassin get away very well. SSJ Assassin gets a better start than Paras. He's already side by side before into turn 1. Forcifer is getting into the slipstream of Paras and trying to go side by side with him. SSJ Assassin on the inside breaks late, goes into the first corner ahead. They're still side by side through the second, still a little bit clean, maybe some argy-bargy there. As you see an Alpine in the background going straight into the wall, that is an Alpine of Meerkat. We are still on to this fight as there's a virtual safety car because of the incident behind. Meerkat has lost for 12 positions at the start. That is 11 positions at the start. That is very unfortunate. Where RB Farello has gained 3, BK19 and Racing Gupta also gained 3. I believe the incident was between Meerkat and Forcifer as they are the ones with the biggest losses. That is
Well,
very unfortunate to see for the both of them. I think Meerkat got away with no damage. Does he have damage?
uh, well, d doesn't look like it
Yeah,
because
it
the
doesn't look
car
like
seems
that.
fine, the front wing seems fine.
I
So,
think it's green flag racing again, going back to the leaders. Let's see what is happening through RB's POV.
yep, as we see the VSC is over and the drivers are back to their full speeds, and I think okay, as we can see, RB is just trying to use that small amount of battery to just keep within the DRS range of the drivers in front so that
And
he
we
can use that.
see Paras going to turn 1, trying to make a peak on SSJ Assassin but failing.
Yep, I that okay. I think the interval got the leaderboard got there's some issues with the leaderboard because it's showing Meerkat initiate in P1, which we all know is not there. But yep, let's see. Otherwise, Assassin battling Paras, as we say, like the driver in P2 comes out P1 after the first corner, RB is P3, and I think okay. So Faizan also gained 2 positions, Racing Gupta 4 positions. I think Racing Gupta, seeing his pace, he would be trying to charge through the field or maybe try to, you know, reduce that gap to the drivers in front, maybe till P3. So, yep, it would be a really interesting race to watch, and we'll keep an eye on him because I think ca- I think I should say he's the highlight of the 26th race for me. Yep.
Yes, I agree. Racing Gupta has gained a lot of positions. Abhi with the first man on the medium tires, 1.5 seconds behind Racing Gupta. And as we see, SSJ Assassin is trying to get out of the DRS range of Paras. Paras has already gone out of the DRS range of RB. This is going to be an interesting battle. The biggest gainers are Aditya and BK19 with 6 and 5 positions gained each.
I mean, these guys are just like they literally took the advantage of that small incident at the start and tried to gain as many positions as they can. And now they would be trying to get their way more up the field. So, yep, we'll watch out for these drivers as well. So, and I think it's all a bit calm right now. I'm not seeing a lot of battles on track as we see there's a yellow flag in sector 2
And we
and
see the AlphaTauri of Aditya
has
DNFing.
DNF'd at the same corner.
And we have the second virtual safety car in 3 laps.
That's unfortunate. We knew that that corner is eating a lot of drivers today. The tricky section.
No, it was way before.
But I mean, yeah,
It's
it
in
was
the SS
before.
only, but that's a
Yeah, it's
unfortunate
a,
place to DNF.
it's a. I think what happened was when he was entering this section, right? So the start of the section is turn, I think turn 7, right? So the corner where he spun was around turn 9. So what I think would have happened was on the exit of turn 8 and 9 he would have like lost the car because there's a lot of requires a lot of grip and the car is trying to run towards the right, and we see like if you try to go very fast there, you just with that heavy fuel load as well, the rear just loses it, and it's difficult to catch it after that.
Yes, I agree. The curbs in this game are a little better, a little more lifelike. So if you put too much throttle while the tire is on the curbs, the car will say to you bye bye.
Yep, there's
And
no
we
coming
go
back
back
from
to
it.
racing. Green flag DRS has been enabled. Now let's see how Racing Gupta uses the DRS to his advantage.
Yep. So right now, as I see, Racing Gupta is behind 5 Sun, and he would be wanting to overtake him pretty quick. And I think he's not using a lot of his ERS, as I can see on his steering wheel. He has saved up a lot to overtake right now. He's just using that DRS.
As we see, a position change is going on with Paras and SSJ Assassin. Paras goes off track. He might have to give that position back. I don't think he's going to, and he enters the next sequence of corner in P1.
Well, I think he was ahead of Assassin before the exit, before running wide. So I think he gets to keep his position. I think he should keep his position with him.
Yeah, yeah, of course he's not going to give it up just for no reason.
Yeah,
Of course he
but
kept it for some reason.
yep,
Couldn't see the
but it's
whole incident. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, yep, and it's like really good racing going on between these guys. I think that they would be trading places throughout the race, lap by lap. Sometime one driver is in front, next time another one is in front. So yeah, and there's
As we
another
see Tosifer
retirement.
retired out of turn 3, and we have our first safety car.
Dude, it's more carnage than Jada. Come on, in 5 laps, it's two VSCs and a full safety car.
So we are already out of your prediction. You said 2 safety cars. It's more than that right now. I mean,
Well,
there's one
it.
safety car, but you can agree that's
I mean, okay, but yeah, that's unfortunate for Posifer. I think he started in P3 and now he DNF, so that's unfortunate. And this we have
as
here,
we see 6 cars going into the pits. So obviously the
and
safety car changes up the strategy a lot.
I think it's a very smart move to pit right now. What do you think?
Yes, of course they're gonna get fresh rubber by the time they come to the back of the car. The top 3 who are on 5 lap softs will have degraded the tire even more. Although the safety car does move at a very slow pace as you can see right now. But yeah, obviously they're at an advantage, but this does shake up the strategies. Any strategy that would have made while being on the starting grid is now thrown off the window. What do you think? Medium tires to the end? Possible?
Uh, to the end, not possible. That's for sure. But hmm, I think drivers can the drivers on medium right now, right? They should just try to extend the mediums and as much as they can, and maybe wait for a safety car if there's a late safety car. Otherwise, whenever possible, just go for the softs in the end. But I think instead of soft, medium, soft, medium, soft even now would work better.
Yeah, maybe maybe the top 5 who are on the tires that they started with. If they can stretch those tires, maybe they can convert the 2 stop into a 1 stop.
Another important thing, if we see Racing Gupta is just behind the drivers like Paras and Assassin. So these three gonna battle soon after the safety car. I think there's a battle coming up, and that battle would be really feisty. I'm hoping for that. So let's see. And
Yes.
driver behind them, Abhi, our podium finisher from the previous season of this race. So, but he's on medium tires, so I think his strategy might work really well. Who knows? Because I think it, dude. I think if
Okay, that was very
I,
close with Paras and Assassin.
I'll tell you, the strategies are literally split into three different ones, right?
Yeah.
And it's difficult to predict who's gonna come out on top. So let's wait and watch out. So right now, I think safety car conditions drivers to slow their pace, drive at 40% of their. I think it's maximum pace, right?
Right now, I think they just have to stay behind safety car. For virtual safety car, they had to decrease it by 40%.
Yep, that's true. And
I think we see Heisenberg coming to the back of the grid now, so I believe safety car should be in this lap.
well, yep, if it's in this lab, then we'll be soon having action on track.
It doesn't
Okay,
look
now,
like so. Yeah, it is in this lap. So we're
so
gonna see the people go back to racing as
fi
Unleashed gets 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Okay,
oh,
we're gonna
that's
look into that later.
but Assassin trying to be Verstappen and already driving alongside Faras to just gain that position at the restart. Ah,
Okay, that
that's
was
close.
very close.
You should be careful, Assassin.
Oh
Oh no, no, no!
no! Oh no, he goes on the throttle very early and loses the car as we see the rest of the people pushing through the throttle and Assassin goes into the pits.
Well, thankfully he did. I think he didn't get any damn. Okay, right now if we ignore Assassin, there's a battle going on. Abhi trying to gain position on Racing Gupta, but on medium. So I think he should just stick with Racing Gupta and try to use his DRS to drive or drive and get much better lap times. So
Yes, I
yeah,
agree.
and for Assassin that's very unfortunate. I think it was the effect of the cold tires as well at the restart. Plus
Yeah,
used tires, 7 laps old softs, a lot of tire degradation. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. And but thankfully he didn't get any damage. So I hope he can come back soon in the later stages of the race if there is a safety car. So yep, we'll see. And right now, if we see this, the battle between Paras and Racing Gupta is on. Meanwhile, okay, drivers getting 3-second penalties. They're just like standing on our predictions, like we told that it's a very penalty prone track. So penalties are just like slight off track and the penalty incoming.
yeah, they did the FIA gives penalties like it's raindrops in a
Or maybe
red
that
sky.
salt, the way that salt, I don't remember his name, but that salt sprinkling thing, if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, that guy, that steak guy. Ah, yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying. But
Yeah.
coming back into the race, we see there's a battle going on between Warhammer and BK19. Warhammer makes the move for P6 and makes it stick. Now remember the drivers don't have DRS enabled for another lap. There is a yellow flag as we see Manan going into having a spin or something. It was Manan or Unleashed. I think it was Unleashed who had incident, some sort of incident, we don't know. But he drops down to P13. We have only 14 drivers left out of the 16 who started. As we see, there's an interesting battle going on for P4. Abhi, Shawshank and RB all very close to each other. As we see, Abhi gets a penalty and goes into the pits.
Did he just cut across the track to go into the pits?
Yeah, and that's an interesting strategy considering he's on only 8 lap old mediums.
No, I think it was not RB who pitted.
No, Abhi also was on the mediums.
No, but a different driver pitted, right? I think it was Abhi who pitted.
Yeah, Abhi on the mediums, only 8 lap
Yep.
old mediums. He pitted in for the
Yeah, that's
softs.
unusual.
That's kind
I
of an
thought we were
unusual
talking
strategy.
about RB. That confused me,
No,
but
no.
sorry for that. We'll continue, and RB overtakes Shawshank to move to P3. And after pitting, Abhi comes out in P14. So, So if I think if Paras and Racing Gupta think of pitting now, they would be somewhere near P10 uh,
Yeah, they should
or
be near Faizan and
P13
Heisenberg.
or P10 to P13. They can be anywhere from
Yeah,
what I think.
Paras and is just running away with the race. Racing Gupta trying desperately to get into that 1 second so that he can get the DRS flap open, which gives you around 15 to 20
Yep.
kilometer per hour
Uh,
boost.
I think we should go on board with Racing Up to see how much ERS is he dumping to just get into his. Okay, he is dumping a lot to get into his DRS.
And let's
He,
see how much Paras has. He also has only 40%, I believe. So they're not too far away. They're both dumping the ERS. Paras obviously is trying to get away. Racing Gupta trying to get close.
I think we should go on board with Montero right now. I think he's involved in a battle. So if we can, yep. He's involved in a battle with VK. Let's see if we can make moves or get that position from BK. He's sticking very close behind BK. Both are on 4-lap old mediums, and they would be getting a very good, I think, not very good, but a much better grip than those you softs. So, yep, with the fuel load.
We
Okay,
have
yep.
another DNF.
Another DNF in that section only. They are just, oh my god, this track is
So we
really
have
eating
that
up
second
drivers.
safety car we were talking about. I think that's kind of a gift given to Paras and Racing Gupta, who just go into the pits obviously to
Oh my
get on
god.
their mediums.
Oh my god, but that thing, man, that section, the corner 7, 8, 9, 10, they are just eating up the drivers. So it's like drivers are just like losing the car at different parts of that section. So it's like the whole section is just there to try to not let drivers finish the race. I
So
think they have to. I think the drivers right now who are in the race, they should take it really, safely that corner, because it's better to finish the race a bit back instead of just binning it at one corner.
yeah, the S's have already collected 3 victims: Meerkat, Phosphor, and Aditya. It's been only 12 laps, and we have had 2 VSCs and 2 safety cars.
Well, I think this is more fun than Jeddah last
Yeah,
year.
that I agree.
I mean, yeah, last year it was like, can we have, dude, I think we should really have some radio calls from the drivers and to see if there's some team game going on, or some different strategies between the compet competing constructors or drivers. I'll
Let's hope they
soon,
integrate that into next year's game. Next game, this year's next game.
yep, and I'll soon, well, there's a safety car.
We still
Okay,
have some people who are on the back trying to gain.
if you
As
see
we see,
Shawshank,
Assist
if you
just
see
hasn't went for another pit stop. 2 new mediums. That is interesting.
And
And
if you see, Shawshank is on hard, so he's planning to finish the race on those tires. He wants to go to the end, but I think, if you ask my opinion, hard tires are really bad. They don't get up to temperature very quickly. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to get them to the optimal temperature. So I think it's a bit difficult, I would say, to get it done right. But if he can pull it, then it would be great.
yes, I agree. The hards are not exactly the best tire compound to be on this circuit, considering the mediums are the best race tire. But planning on going to the end. Maybe he can just keep the drivers behind him after they do another pit stop. Because even now, I think it's very hard to believe that the mediums can go till the end.
Anyways, if we see till now, if we see the driver standing in the championship, the driver leading the championship is RB Ferrello with 91 points, followed by Ashish Montero, who is 10 points behind him with 81 points, and Streeter in P3 with 74 points, and he's equal with Faizan in P4. So, yep, the battle is really on for that P1 in the constructors, but unfortunately, Streeter is not racing today, so he might lose a big chunk of points today. Big chunk of points today, so.
As we get the message from race control, safety car in this lap, RB Farello is slowing down massively to make the people behind him lose their tire temps. It will also make his own tires go cold, but as you know, the last corner is understeer city behind another car. As we
I think
see,
it's
the
both understeer city and oversteer city. Understeer when you're taking it too cautiously, oversteer if you're trying to get on power quickly. And I
and
think he's just
I
running
think
away, the leader.
RB
I think we should go
pushes
on
on the
board with leader.
throttle and he exits, gets a little out of shape out of that corner, and we see a position change already with Paras gaining on Manan. Let's see the top two, top three. I think I'm gonna say the same. No change made. RB goes very deep into the corner. Might help Montero. No, he just stays put. And we see Manan having another situation with him. I think he has spun. His race has gone from bad to worse right now. Still another 22 laps to go, so he can still turn around. I'm sure there's going to be another safety car. I don't want there to be, but considering what's been going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, again, we don't know. Drivers are just getting up penalties, man. Every time I just look at the screen, it's like this driver gets a 3 second time penalty. So yeah, but if we see RB Ferrello and Montero, as usual, have kept it really clean till now, and they are joined by Racing Gupta, Shawshank, Warhammer, and I think Faizan, who have not even got like a single penalty yet. So if they keep it clean, I am betting that the penalty is gonna decide the final results of the race. What's your say on that?
Yeah, penalties obviously make a big impact on the race. You lose and lose a lot of positions if you have a lot of penalties. And of course, if you have penalties and there's a safety car at the end of the race, it's race over for you. Even if you're in the top, you're gonna jumble down the order like anything. So keeping it clean and being fast altogether is a different task. It's a very difficult task. So yeah, right now out of the 13 drivers, I think only 6 are penalty free. RB
E-
and Montero are trying to get away from the pack, I believe. As we see, Paras is very close to Heisenberg, tries to take a peek, but is unsuccessful. As we see, Racing Gupta goes on the inside of that corner, on through the stadium section, gets ahead on those soft tires, goes ahead of Paras. And Paras also grazes the wall, and we have our DRS enabled. Everything is spicing up in this race right now.
Yup, and it's like I would not be surprised if there's another safety car soon. So we'll see. I mean, like this track, we know it's known for producing some great races. We were discussing earlier, and we can see already what's happening. Drivers are just sticking behind, trying to use that DRS to just exchange positions. I see, but RB has kept his lead from Montero, and I think Montero should okay, Racing Gupta. I think overtakes Heisenberg to move to P3 on his soft tires. So I alternate strategy going on. I see, huh? So I think
Racing
he
Gupta
would be
using his
trying
tires at his
to.
best.
But if I'm not wrong, did Racing Gupta go on mediums for even for? Can we check the race director and see which tires the Racing Gupta was on?
No, right
And
now he has not used two tires for
so he
compounds.
needs to go on to the medium soon, because if he was on mediums, uh, somehow he could have used the soft tires at the later stages of the race. But let's see, it's a new it's a different strategy. It might work for him. Who knows?
He has already gotten into P2. He's out for blood. He's gained 3 positions in 1 lap. And he's about to gain another. Racing Gupta is going for the lead and he thinks otherwise. Goes through the section of corners. Maybe he's trying to get the DRS here and make the pass at the next braking
He really
area.
wants to overtake him soon because he needs to use that full advantage of the soft tires and not lose a lot of time behind RBs on 10 lap old medium. So I think he would be okay. He gets a bit twitchy on the exit, trying to be a bit eager to get past, which I understand because of the difference in tire compound. But RB is placing his car really well on the track and not allowing Racing Gupta to get past. RB is just really playing smart here. He's just trying to stop as much as he can so that the later part of the race, if when RB is on softs, which I feel like he would be, he can charge back to Racing Gupta and not allow him or give him a chance to win the race. And I think that's not okay. There's a yellow flag, but I think that was not a good idea to overtake just before that long straight from Racing Gupta, because Harvey would be using that DRS to get back that position. And I think he's going for it. Will Racing Gupta defend? I think Harvey got a bit too late on the brakes, and I think it just messed up and gave Racing Gupta a chance to create that gap. Your say on this, Helium?
Yeah, that was not the best decision to go ahead from the corner right before the detection point. But another mistake from RB helped Racing Gupta get ahead. He is 9 tenths away. I think he will break the. Yes, he already breaks the 1 second, so he's away from the DRS zone. Now RB has to defend from the people behind who are all on medium tires, all on the same amount of deg, 11 laps of mediums. And we see, well, what happened to Paras? I think he made a pit stop. He's down
Uh,
in P12.
I think he's from this stage of, but I think it's a bit early because even with this, I think it's difficult to carry those medium tires to the end of the race. Did he get any damage? We didn't see that.
I mean, I don't think he got any damage, but 18 laps I think is still doable. Your tires are
Uh,
gonna start going off by the time you reach around 12, lap 12, but I think it is still doable. Let's move on to people battling for P2.
yep. So right now, I think Heisenberg is the driver's closest to the driver in front. He is on 12 lap old medium, so I think if these guys can just extend that medium stint a bit more, that would really work out for these guys a lot. Like maybe go to lap 20 25, not 25 is too much to ask for, but 24 maybe, and 24, and then try to extend that soft stint in the end. What do you think? What's gonna be the good strategy?
Yeah, I think the safety cars might have helped them. Maybe they can go for 18 laps on the mediums, but if they can't, maybe they can just go back to a fresh set of mediums that they should have right now and then end the race in a very comfortable fashion. As you see, Racing Gupta also got his 3 seconds penalty. He has,
Well,
and Montero makes the move on RB Forello. Goes into the first turn ahead of RB Forello.
well, only two drivers left to get penalties, as I see,
As we
and
say that, Assistant Tyson gets another one.
okay, and remaining ones are Montero and RV. Do you think they can keep it clean, or they'll get a penalty? What do you think about that?
I mean, we still have 16 laps left. These two are considerably clean drivers. But again, this is Mexico. We're talking about every corner we go wide, we get a warning, and
Yup,
three
and
of
with the
those warnings.
dying tires as well.
Yeah, with as soon as your tires start degrading, you start sliding more. So it's hard to say, as that
Yep.
is a very close movement with Warhammer, and we see that SSJ is the closest. to the car ahead. Shawshank gets another 3 seconds.
Okay, they're just piling up, the drivers are just piling up the penalties. Someone tell them it's not gonna help them in the end.
Paras has 9 seconds of penalties. Unleashed has 8 seconds of penalties. This is not a good day for the race director. They must be
Plus,
working
I think
every
the
hour.
race is really like went bad for Paras because he was one of the top drivers, and right now seeing him P12 and 12 seconds, 14 seconds behind the driver in front. So that's not that's frustrating. I can feel him.
Yeah, I understand the pain of the drivers that they must be going through. Paras starting from pole, getting away well on the start, but all these safety cars and the virtual safety cars destroying his strategy.
Yup. I can you go on board with Racing Gupta Helium?
As we
I
see,
think
Warhammer has retired.
and
Right
ah
after the SS section, he has retired as we have our third safety car of
and
the race.
and I think it really played well for the medium runs, especially Montero and RV, because they got a free pit stop for the new softs.
As well
And
as Racing Gupta, who goes on the
but he
medium.
has to go on mediums. That's the worst thing because he has done
Well,
two
14
stints
laps,
on softs.
softs cannot handle 14 laps. So I think as of now, I do believe that they all have to. Okay, Arvin Montero are going bold on the soft. So you were right. They're gonna
Yep.
have the advantage.
So let's see. It has spiced up things again, and with the safety car and the penalties, it would be very interesting to see who's gonna come out in front.
Yes, I agree. As we see, the top three were. Let's see the positions that have been changed since the start. Racing Gupta getting 11 positions and Montero gaining 3, RB, Montero gaining 2, RB 3, Heisenberg 4. SSJ has made an incredible comeback after that spin that he had in the pit lane, coming back to P5. Abhi is in P6, started P13. Shawshank gained 4 positions. And the biggest loser I see is Paras, who has lost 10 positions after being on pole. So, what do you think? What is going to happen at turn 1 at the restart?
Um, uh, One thing is for sure, Racing Gupta would try to run away from the drivers like Montero and RB, and these two will be. I think they should just work together to first, get past Racing Gupta and not lose a lot of time behind him, and then focus on their battle. Because if the softs die, then if it would give Racing Gupta the room to maybe even overtake in the final 2-3 laps. So they have to play really smart. They got the tire advantage, but they
Paras
need to
also
play smart
DNF'd.
as well. Under safety car.
So he has pulled off a George Russell. What
Well,
has
that's
happened there?
unfortunate. I mean, yeah, it's like and Faizan decides to it. Was the incident between Faizan and Paris?
No, I think he
Oh.
was far behind. Faizan has made 5 pit stops, by the way. This will be his 6th. So Faizan going on the very, 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 very different strategy as compared to
Did
the
did
others.
he get those extra tire sets from somewhere? Are the few extra sets his personal ones? I mean, like, where did he get those extra sets?
I have no clue. Maybe he's just recycling them. Now he has to cover the whole track, get back to the end of that safety car, and seeing how far he is, I believe the safety car will be in next lap.
Okay, so it's safety car. I think the safety car would stay out for one more lap. I'm expecting because it would give Faizan the enough time and the enough window to catch up to the safety car, and it would be, I think, 12 laps of racing.
Yep.
Yep, it would be 12 laps of racing in the end. So I think it might play into the hands of the soft runners because the safety car is just giving them that upper hand in terms of tire saving, and you know what I mean, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I think they have the upper hand right now, the drivers on the soft, which is quite usual, but okay.
By the end of
So
the stint, they might lose the tires a lot, but considering the amount of advantage they'll have at the beginning, maybe they will have a big enough gap to just keep racing Gupta behind themselves. But we all know Racing Gupta has got enough pace.
so what do you think? What are your predictions for the top three? I'm just like final 12 laps, so I'm just gonna ask your views. Who do you think?
Well, it's very hard to say. Montana and RB have the Montana, RB and Heisenberg have the advantage right now, but I mean it's all on the driver. You can have the good car, you can have the good tire, you can have everything, but it's mostly on the driver how he handles his tires, how he manages them, how he keeps cars behind, how well he defends, and all the characteristics.
Well, that's
So,
also true. So in the end, as we see, it all comes down to the driver's skills. Like we have seen, around four drivers got caught up with that section of the track again. As we see, the safety car in this lap. So it will be soon. There will be. I think this time the action would be really feisty. Till now, we have seen the battles, the good battles, but now the race is on for the win, and anyone can win if you keep the car on track. To be honest.
yep, Racing Gupta does have that 3 second penalty. He has to keep that in mind.
Yep. So let's see. I mean,
And
if
Racing Gupta pulls away, gets a decent start, gets around 6 tenths between him and Montero, but this is a long straight that we have ahead of us.
yep, long straight with that a train of the cars behind him, it would be difficult to keep the soft runners behind. But let's see what he can do and how long he can hold these drivers. And I think he would be just praying that these drivers also get at least one 3 second penalty so that he gets a. I think he has 3 seconds, right? Racing up to the 3 second penalty. If I'm not wrong,
Let's
can we
check.
just check?
Yeah, he does have
Yep.
3 second penalty.
So he would be
So
just
does
wanting the drivers behind to, at
Heisenberg
least
and
get that
Abhi.
one time penalty, so that at least he gets a chance to be in the competition right now for the win. But if you see, even if he finishes P3, I think he has done a really good job. He has gained 12 positions. I think he started P14, if I'm not wrong,
I
not
think he started
P12.
P12. Yeah,
And
he has
yeah,
gained
and
11 positions.
yep. So and he has done really good job till now. Let's see how longer he can hold the drivers behind him. And I think as soon as the DRS will get enabled, the drivers like Montero and RB would be trying to just get past him. And I see a B. If I okay, no. Can we go on board with Assassin? I think he's trying to gain back all the places he lost because of that spin. So, but he's on 7 lap old medium. So, do you think he can take those tires to the end? 10 laps, 17 laps on mediums. Is
It
it
is doable, but it's not very
recommended?
easy. Yeah, it's not recommended. It's not easy. You have to really massage those tires. As you can see, he is getting a lot of wheel spin out of that corner.
Yup, so it's like just old tires. But the thing is, with the fuel running down, the car getting lighter, I think the drivers would just try to throw the car through a corner. So like as much push as they can to gain as many positions. But that's also not a good strategy because if you lose the car, then it's race over in the end. You don't want to do that. You just want to finish the race. Your first task is that. What I think is, Helium, if you ask me, what's a driver mindset before entering the race? What's your mindset like? If I would just discuss these things, what's your mindset before entering a race?
I mean, I've seen people do practice. I don't do practice just before the race. Uh,
So,
I believe in going with a fresh mind, clear mind. I usually listen to music. But yeah, every driver has different mindsets. Some try to be focused, some try to get into good laps so that they have a good qualifying. Others are not that interested in that. What do you do?
for me, it's like I don't listen to songs. I practice. I mean, I practice a few laps at least because otherwise it would be difficult for me to even get one lap right. So at least I need to do a few laps. But yeah, for me, it's like my mindset is like my first goal is to finish the race. So I take it easy. Earlier, I mean, I would be honest, earlier it was not like that, but as I have done, like I have gained experience with league racing, I think from my opinion, the first priority should be to finish the race, then think of winning or podium. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's my opinion.
I mean, everyone has a different mindset.
Yep.
So let's just see. DRS is available this lap. Let's see what happens into the turn one. Montero
But
getting
that
that extra 20 km per hour.
but that's really good. He has managed to keep Montero and RB behind till now. Although he is very low on ERS as we can see with the light, but I think he's doing really great job racing Gupta. What's your say on that?
Yeah, I do agree.
Because
On mediums, he
the
is
longer he
keeping
keep them
them
behind,
behind.
yeah. So okay, yeah. So the longer he keeps them behind, the better it is for him. So
Yep, he just needs to keep them behind for the first sector. After that, it's very hard to overtake anywhere. So
yep.
I think,
And
yeah, go on.
uh, with the with the dirty air as well in the second sector, as we can see, he's just understeering. His car is just understeering through that section. He just, I think he gains all that time he loses on the straight in this section. So I think he needs to get this section right every time so that the driver's bend doesn't get a chance to overtake him on the straight. But this time the Montero is only 3 tenths, almost 3 to 4 tenths behind Racing Gupta. Will he try for the move this time? Will he not? Can he make it stick? We'll find out soon.
I mean, that is very close. I think that's done. That's going to be done very easily. Let's see if RB can also go past. No, that he
Okay,
is
he
too
is
far
quite bit
behind.
far behind.
For some reason, RB didn't get a very good exit out of the last corner. Goes very harsh on the brakes. Keeps the car on track. Now he
See
will.
the grip. See the grip, man. See the grip on the softs.
And now I have just noticed that both Racing Gupta and Montero are below 20% of ERS, but RB he has 75. So he is
Okay.
not playing the short game. He's going for the long game, conserving his ERS and making his move at the end of the
Ah, okay. I thought RV got a penalty.
race. No, that was Faizan, the other driver who didn't have a penalty till now, getting that last. Only
But
two
I think,
drivers remaining who don't
but I
have
think
penalty.
RB should try to get past Racing Gupta soon because it, if he stays behind him for long, then even this much of battery could not help him as he is just understeering through the corners. I don't know what's happening. Is he losing his focus?
He is braking very late in the corners, which is making him go very wide. So that is not helping his tires or anything right now. Uh, Racing Gupta is very close to Montero, but not close enough. Those softs still have better grip than the mediums, and he goes very wide out of exit of turn 3. He should keep that in check considering he already has a 3-second penalty.
Well, so it's final 6 laps to go. 7 laps, if I'm not wrong.
I forgot about Heisenberg. He's still behind RB. He still is in the fight for P1, although he also does have the 3-second penalty.
Mm. So, as we approach the final 6 laps of the race, what's your predictions now. Who's gonna be on top?
I
Montero, RB, Racing Gupta, Heisenberg, who knows?
I believe Montero will win. He has put a good car between him and RB, giving him some protection for an overtake. Racing Gupta is already obviously on the mediums, but he also does have the 3 seconds, so Montero won't be too concerned about that, as I think Racing Gupta is close enough to make a move on Montero. Yes, he does that before turn 1.
Okay, so Racing Gupta gets back that position from Montero, and now Monte RB would be really like a hungry lion to just overtake Montero and make that chance of getting that P1 in the race.
Something has happened to Montero. He has lost all pace. He's already 8 tenths behind Racing Gupta. Okay, now he gets back into 6 tenths. Maybe
I
that was a
think,
glitch. I don't
can we
know.
say it as the tires dying? Because as the like it's a final how should I say, like final moments of the race, and as car is getting light, so drivers might be trying to push the car a lot harder, which is just making the tires to cry for like how should I say, I don't know, but the tires must be like crying ki.
I believe since this is a traction hungry track, the rears must be graining a lot. That's why the cars are sliding a lot through the corners. As we see Montero just getting that place back that he lost in the last lap. Goes into turn 1 ahead of Racing Gupta. I feel like this is gonna go to the end of the race. What do you think?
Well, I think the same, because I think they would be just trading places till the final lap. But I I think RB is, as you were right. I think RB is not able to make that move stick and try to overtake Racing Gupta. So I think it might be Montero who will win the race. But RB would be P2. So my predictions are like Montero P1, RB P2, and I think Racing Gupta P3.
Yep, I agree with that. Unless and until they all get penalties or something.
Yeah.
I mean, a penalty to both of Montero and RB will really spice it up.
Yep. I think Racing Gupta would be also like taking it easy right now, because he knows that he should just focus on finishing the race with these guys, because at this moment he should not, try to make some bold moves and maybe even lose a car or get DNF'd.
While you're saying that, he tries to take a peek into turn 1 to make the overtake. Thinks better of it, gets a very tight line on the exit of turn 3, gets into the slipstream of Montero. DRS open, Montero is low on battery, goes on the outside of turn 4, and I think he sticks it. Yeah, he
Oh,
sticks it and he is into P1.
that was a really great move on the outside and sticking it properly. That was some clean, good racing.
Yep, we see that the racing craft has very increased since last year's Tier 1, Tier 2. Drivers are a
Yep,
lot cleaner, are a lot quicker.
that's true. I totally agree with that on you. I totally agree on that with you, so I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
it's okay.
I'm just confusing myself. So yeah, it's final three
As we
laps to
see,
go.
RB is really close. No, I think he lost it just before the exit of
If
the
Helium did
last one.
notice one thing, RB is losing, he's gaining a lot on the drivers in front, but he's losing all that time in the final sector. Can that be the setup? Or maybe RB's driving style, which is making him lose all that time in the final part of the track?
I feel like he's braking very late into all the corners into the final sector, especially that hairpin that leads to the last two corners of the track. I think he I think he should probably stop conserving ERS now and go on the attack, because after this only 2 laps are left. He won't have enough time.
As Faizan gets one more 3-second time penalty, I think he's gonna break the record for the penalties. collected in one race.
As we see Abhi making the move on Shawshank and making it stick as well. Okay, so the top three all within 1 second of each other. And least gets another 3 second penalty.
Dude, I think okay, I don't want to jinx it, no jinx, but I would say like RB and Montero have done a really good job. Like seeing other drivers collecting so many penalties and these two battling so clean and getting no penalties is a really great job done by them till now.
Yeah, driving clean is a lot difficult task than being fast.
Yep, and they're proving they're fast as well since like they're battling for the top three position. So yeah, I mean this race was really like fun race. I think for the drivers and for our audience, both of them. So Helium, what if we just ask, what's your say on this race? How did this race go for you?
It was a very interesting race. We had three safety cars, two VSCs, really jumbled up the strategies, made everyone pull their hair. I was so confused on what is happening, when, where is happening. So many DNFs. The assist section had 4 victims, I think, out of the 5. It's really made everything go up and down. Obviously, the penalties have also played a part, as you can see. Yes, you are right. RB loses all the time to the last sector.
Yeah, so I think as we approach the final lap of the race with Racing Gupta in the lead, followed by Montero, RB, Eisenberg, SSG Assassin, Abhi, Shawshank, Manan, Unleashed, Faizan, and BK, with other drivers being DNF'd. So I think it's the final lap, final push. Let's see who's gonna come out on top. Uh, I think we should go. Can we go on board with Racing Gupta? Helium, thank you. He's just pushing the car full use of ERS now to just stay ahead and gain as much as he can. But I think it might
Something
not be
happened to
enough.
RB. I think he got very out of shape because he's now 1.5 seconds behind on Montero.
I think
Racing Gupta gets another 3 second penalty. Oh no!
that's unfortunate. He might had the chance to be P2 today. No, Racing Gupta, you why?
That's the thing that's amazing about this track. You can be quick, but you have to be clean.
Yeah,
As
that's
Racing
unfortunate.
Gupta goes around the penultimate corner, enters the last corner, goes flat out towards the line, finishes the race in P1, but because of penalty, he moves down to P3. Montero wins the race, wins the Mexico Grand Prix. RB Farello right behind him, 1.7 seconds behind in P2. Racing Gupta finishes up the podium, and we have Heisenberg and SSG Assassin in 4 and 5. That was an amazing race that we saw. A lot of strategies, different strategies. We can see that 18 lap in medium, 14 lap on softs. Never seen before in Mexico.
Drivers doing six stopper race.
Yeah, Faizan going on 6 stops. That has been the 8 stops. Okay, so I don't know
The
when the
new
last 3
record,
happened.
I think. New record for the maximum number of stops in a 50% race.
Yep, 8 stops. Never have happened in a 100% race in real life. Only Faizan has the capability to do it in a 50% race.
And that was some great racing with our race winner Montero. I think great drive from both him and RB. And Racing Gupta, I think he deserves to be the driver of the day. Being starting on P12, finishing P3, but P1 on track, of course, he got demoted because of penalties. But yeah, that was great racing from these three. Yes, plus other drivers as well, although they got a bit unlucky with either incidents or DNF. But great racing from everyone, I would say.
Yep, I agree. We will soon have the podium finishers with us.
Yep.
Can you please go through the rundown of the finishing?
Yep. So let's check the final order for the race, guys. So it's Montero who wins the Mexican Grand Prix, followed by RB in P2 and Racing Gupta in P3. So now moving down to the rest of the grid, we have Heisenberg, Assassin. I think he was to be on top, but Manan, Abhi, Shawshank, Unleashed, Fivezan. Okay, that was okay. We just like
Didn't
yeah,
have
the
enough
timer didn't
time
let
for
us.
that,
Yep.
but you could see it was an amazing race. Now we will move on to the podium interview.
As we have
Let's
RB
just
here,
wait 1 minute.
let's just drag the remaining drivers.
Yes, let's just wait for the rest two to join. Maybe we should just start off with RB. RB, amazing race finishing in P2. We saw that you had a lot of battery left, but just couldn't use that for your gain. What was going on in your mind during that last few laps?
The final stint was quite difficult, and I saved a lot of battery for the end part, like end 5 4 5 laps. But then, adding to my bad petals, I had stutter for the game as well, so I lost crucial tenths over there. Overall, it was a good race with racing Gupta and Montero's GG's to them, and I had fun.
That's good, that's all we want. So,
Well, from my end, it was a great drive from you, RB. So congratulations on the podium. I think you had the chance to win, but no issues. And podium is great today. So great job.
Thank you so much.
we also have our winner in the VC, Montero. Montero, congrats on P1 for this race. It was amazing to watch you drive through the traffic and keeping Racing Gupta and RB behind. What are your words for your own race today?
Yes, I'm really happy to win this race, and at the same time, I'm very surprised. Mexico is one of the tracks which I'm not very strong at, but I did put in some practice to get used to the track. Actually, this entire season has been like that. So tracks which I feel I'm good at, I'm not doing well, and Jeddah was the first track, and yeah, so and good feels good to. I wouldn't say again winning on track. So my Jeddah win was a post race penalty to SHA Assassin. But this one again, I guess Racing Gupta drove amazingly, and unlucky that he had those penalties. And if not, he won on track. But yes, I'm happy to win the race. Uh, and I guess it was pretty much clean race for me. I didn't safety car restarts. I wasn't doing too well, but pitting on medium or soft for the last stint, it was a tricky move, but I knew that soft should be the option. Again, the Racing Gupta, I thought he will start building up a lead, but I made sure that I used my ERS and kept on to the DRS so that I finish within the 3 seconds penalty.
That
But
was
yeah, congrats to both of them. Both drove amazingly. I don't know if I didn't see the penalties. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I could have challenged Racing Gupta. I didn't have. I was almost out of ERS throughout the straight. So even without the penalties, I wouldn't have been able to overtake him. And I guess between me and RB, it was just like damage limitation. We just didn't want to take each other out. Or if not, I'm sure RB would have another day. He would have tried to dive bomb. But yes, it's a good race for all the three of us.
that's amazing. It was a good finish. Tanish, do you have any questions?
No questions, but just saying like, yeah, that was a great race from you, Montero. And I think you really like kept it clean. I mean, both of you guys really kept it clean, and that's not easy at a track like Monaco. So kudos to both of you, and great drive from you, Montero, as well. So, yep, great job.
And yeah, I forgot one more thing is main strategy for me is stay away from penalties because this is the track where at the S's people just keep going wide and getting penalties. And surprisingly, I had zero warnings in the entire race. So I've saved a picture also of it. I have zero warnings, and I just thought of that. It's okay if I'm slower. Maybe I'm 2 or 3 tenths slower per lap, but if I stay away from the penalties, a late safety car will always give you a win or a good position as long as you're away from penalties. That's what I guess for both me and RB, it's been that's the key for both of us since the start, so staying away from penalties.
Yep, that's true. That's true, and that's a great mindset to go with the race. And yep, so that was a really great one from you guys. So
Sadly,
kudos.
we are not able to get Racing Gupta, our driver of the day, into our VC. But still, I think Tanish, can you round off?
Yep, so as now we are done with the Mexico Grand Prix, our tier 2 round, I think it's the round number 6, right?
7, it is 7.
Okay, it's round number 7 as we are done with it, so we'll soon end off. And now I'll just let you know we have a tier 3 and tier 1 race tomorrow, with tier 3 at 2:30 and tier 1 at 8 on the same channel. So do join us for that and see a lot more action happening at the same track. So I think that's it for today. Goodbye, see you, bye bye.
Thank you for coming, and this is IRC signing off.